Hatshepsut, the Female Pharaoh by Melissa Mercer. Hatshepsut was the daughter of King Thutmose I. Hatshepsut became queen of Egypt at the age of 12 when she married her half-brother Thutmose II. When Thutmose II died, Hatshepsut acted as regent for her stepson Thutmose III, who was an infant. Hatshepsut later took on the full powers of a pharaoh, where she became co-ruler of Egypt around 1473 BCE. Hatshepsut was only the third woman to become pharaoh in 3,000 years of ancient Egyptian history and the first to attain the full power of the position. As a pharaoh, Hatshepsut extended Egyptian trade and oversaw ambitious building projects, which her most famous building was the Temple of Deir el-Bahari, located in western Thebes, where she was buried and depicted as a male in many contemporary images and sculptures, which was her own orders. Hatshepsut remained largely unknown to scholars until the 19th century. These building projects far outstripped those of her predecessors. Hatshepsut put great efforts into these building projects, which not only honored the gods, but also employed the people. In all her projects, campaigns, and policies, she relied on the advice and support of one of her courtiers, a man named Senenput, whose relationship with the queen remains mysterious. Van der Meerup notes that he was a man of undistinguished birth who rose to prominence at court. Senenmut was in charge of all Hatshepsut's great projects, including the temple at Deir el-Bahari. The more formidable mien of Senenmut suggests that Hatshepsut was one to impose her will by catchball. She often smiled slightly, projecting confident warnings with divinity. She was not only like most pharaohs, incarnation of the falcon-headed celestial deity, Horus, and a child of the sun god Ra, but also somehow physically a daughter of Amun, the Egyptian Zeus. Hatshepsut fought to defend its legitimacy, pointing to her royal lineage and claiming that her father had appointed her his successor. She sought to reinvent her image and in statues and paintings of that time. She ordered that she be prayed as a male pharaoh with a beard and large muscles. In other images, however, she appeared traditional female regalia. Hatshepsut surrounded herself with supporters in key positions in government, including Senenmut, her chief minister. Some have suggested Senenmut might also have been Hatshepsut's lover, but little evidence exists to support this claim. Further, Hatshepsut's name was erased from all monuments following her death, which strongly suggests that someone, who was most likely Thutmose III, wanted to remove all evidence of her from history. However, that did not work because we are still learning about her today. Later scribes never mentioned her, and her many temples and monuments were often claimed to be the works of later pharaohs. Her existence only came to light fairly recently in history when the Orientalist Jean-Francois Champollion, most famous for deciphering the Rosetta Stone, found he could not reconcile hieroglyphics indicating a female ruler with statuary as obviously depicting a male. These hieroglyphics were found in the inner chambers of Hatshepsut's temple at Deir el-Bahari. All public recognition of her had been erased. In 1457 BCE, Thutmose III led his armies to put down a rebellion from Kadesh, which is the most famous battle of Megiddo, a campaign possibly anticipating and commissioned by Hatshepsut. And afterwards her name disappears from the historical record. Thutmose III backdated his reign to the death of his father, and Hatshepsut's accomplishments as pharaoh were ascribed to him. An examination of Hatshepsut's mummy revealed that she died in her 50s from an abscess caused by tooth extraction. Although she was forgotten about throughout the 19th and 20th century, she came back to life, and Hatshepsut assumed her rightful place as one of the greatest pharaohs in Egypt's history. Hatshepsut is proof that women can do most that a male can do. She is a very courageous woman, and I'm glad I chose doing my essay on her. I really enjoyed learning about her. Thank you.